Welcome to another short drawing lesson. This week, as a small homage to Ken Block, we're going to draw his Mustang. So the first thing we'll do is a front wheel over here. And then we need a back wheel, 1, 2.5 wheels further back. I'm using a pen this week, which is a good way to force you to be sort of think carefully about your lines before you put them down. You can't keep scribbling over them. Now we need the bottom edge of the car, so a horizontal line that cuts through the bottoms of the wheels. Now we've also got a horizontal line that cuts through the top of the wheels. And another one doesn't go all the way back, just slightly higher than the front wheel. We'll do one more, which will be the bottom edge of the door. Well, we'll talk about the door. If you come about 2/3 of a wheel further back from the front wheel, it's about 2/3 of a wheel, you can do your slightly curving vertical front edge of the door. And the same sort of gap you want at this point here for the rear edge, but this time it's sloping slightly. That will lead into this B pillar as well. It has the same slope. For the front, the A pillar, you want to come to this point here where the door meets the top line, come back a tiny bit, and add your sloping pillar, which you can then turn into a side window. At this point here, the body line kind of lifts slightly, and then the rear boot area kind of drops down again. And this is going to be a small window here behind that pillar. So you want a line that comes from here and sort of heads towards the centre of your rear wheel. And then another one which flares out as it comes towards the bottom. So it wants to get maybe a bit wider than that. So it's wider at the bottom than the top. And don't forget to add some thickness to the roof. I'm really having to concentrate hard to try not to keep drawing over the same place again and again, because it will just quickly get into a mess. Your front windscreen needs a slight curving slope, which you can then add some thickness to. And that should give you a bit of thickness for your bonnet. So now we need the ends of the car. We haven't got any ends to the car yet. The rear, if you come to the middle of your rear wheel and go back almost a whole wheel, but not quite, that'll be your furthest back point. And it has a slope that way. And then a kind of angled slope coming down to meet the bottom of your car. And under there is a diffuser. And on top is a spoiler. Just completely flat. At the front, we've got a much smaller overhang. So the headlights have a kind of an overhang, so they're higher, they stick out more at the top than the bottom. And a bumper a bit higher than the middle of the front wheel. And beneath that bumper, we've got quite a big air dam and splitter. We've got the basic shape of the car down. Now we can do the details and start to make it look a bit nicer, hopefully. So we do the ground. And now we've got the ground, we can show the wheels on the far side of the car to give it some depth. Darken the underside to show that it's underneath. Bit of shadow on the ground. We can use some hatching for bits that are very dark, like that's diffuser. We'd probably be able to see up inside there slightly. See the pillars on the far side of the car. There is a sort of futuristic looking wing mirror there, and inside you can see the steering wheel and the seat. On the top of the bonnet we've got a scoop, and also the turbos and air intakes and wastegates and things sticking out the top. And there's a door handle here. Underneath this line there's an air intake, like a stuck-on box. and there's a big vent or something behind that front wheel too, also underneath that line. So we've got, that's basically just a hole in the side of the car there, so that can be very dark. What else do we need? Just trying to see what the important stuff is. Just darken some of the bits that are underneath. Firm up a few of the key lines. And there's a sort of cutout there for that arch. Actually, while we're talking about arches, they're very big arches on this car, so it'd be a good idea just to show that there are some. And now the only thing that remains is to do all the decals and things. And I'm going to switch to a thinner pen for this, because you don't want them to be quite as pronounced as the main lines of the car. So I'm using a thinner pen to do things like the numbers. Number 43, Hoonigan sticker. There's the monster decals, the 3 claw marks. And these, because they're thinner, they're just not going to detract too much from the important lines of the car. But I'm still not going to write every word out, do all the text, because that would just get too complicated for this level of drawing. This is just a sort of almost a thumbnail, isn't it? A big one. So you don't really want to fill it with loads and loads of text. It would just get way too distracting. There are some quite nice, it's a sort of stars and stripes livery, so at the front end we do get those stars, which would be quite a nice thing to add. A few little stars. And that's pretty much sketch done. You could even do the windows, the wheels are kind of a star shape too, to suggest those. And there we have it, Ken Block's Mustang. Hope you found that fun. Tune in for another drawing soon, and until then, have a good week, and thanks for watching.